Hi, welcome to my Indiegogo proposal for my book Pepper Pumperdine and the Fashion Fairy. My name is James Killa. I'm a writer and filmmaker based out of Los Angeles. Pepper Pumperdine and the Fashion Fairy is my first children's book written for middle grade kids, which means it's sort of half a novel, half an adult novel. And it's written in the vein of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or James and the Giant Peach, except it's about fashion. And it stars a girl with a big mane of red hair whose name is Pepper Pumperdine. Pepper is a girl with two very big secrets. She's both extremely poor and she feels she has no sense of style. So it's just as well that she goes to the poshest school in the city, St. Isidora the Simple for girls, where she gets to wear a uniform every day and nobody can tell she doesn't have any style. And all of this is paid for by a mysterious secret admirer she has never met. Then one day, disaster strikes. Her mysterious secret admirer pays for her to go on the fancy pants school trip to Paris, which means that she's now going to be discovered by the rich mean girls in her class, Abigail, Bettina, and Claire, also known as the ABCs. So Pepper goes online and enlists the help of her favorite fashion blogger, the Fashion Fairy, and they go off to Paris and fall into adventure and fight the Fashion Fairy's nemesis, the evil Dr. Blouche, who runs a sweatshop in the sewers of Paris, making knockoffs of the designs from the city above. The Fashion Fairy herself is actually a composite of real women, you know, those fashion mavens, those brightly hued eccentrics who float around the fashion world, who are the muses and inspiration for great designers and photographers, or who are actually great designers themselves. Women like Diana Vreeland, or Anna Piaggi, or the late Isabella Blow, and Daphne Guinness, and my very dear friend Mary McFadden. These women are all kind of magical organically. It doesn't really take a great deal of imagination to vest them with special powers and turn them into fashion fairies. So the Fashion Fairy says these bizarre and daffy and wonderful things, but she's also kind of spacey. She can't control her magic. She's not quite sure why she's magic in the first place. So because the Fashion Fairy is so spaced out, a lot of things go wrong, and Pepper kind of has to pick up the pieces. And it has moments of a lot of funny, or at least I think it's funny, and so do my nieces, Uma and Savannah. When I was writing the book, I told the story to them in my mind, so I think it's only fitting that I should dedicate it to them. But most of all, the money that I raise here on Indiegogo is going to pay for Adam Uller's illustrations. When I decided to go the self-publishing route, I wanted to find an illustrator who didn't just visualize a strange and wonderful world that's in my mind. I wanted somebody who could really inform my work on his own. I'm not just a writer who sits there alone and has to have things a certain way. I'm a filmmaker who really appreciates creative collaboration because I know that my work gets that much better when I'm paired with somebody who has the skills that I just don't have, and that is definitely Adam Uller's. It's not just the grace of his hand, the flow of his characters through the images, the energy that they convey. It's the angles he chooses. They're really unusual and incredibly appealing for a filmmaker. You just don't see this very often in illustrations. There hasn't been a book like Pepper Pumperdine and the Fashion Fairy for middle grade kids about fashion since 1944, when the 100 Dresses came out. So this will be a welcome challenge and a departure for Adam because he's going to have to cross two important forms of his craft: fashion illustration and children's book illustration. So those are the broad strokes. All it needs now is a Wunder editor, some marketing, and Adam Ohler's magic touch. I really feel that Pepper Pumperdine and the Fashion Fairy is an important book, and that's not just because I wrote it, but because it talks about something that is so essential to our daily lives. I mean, we get dressed every morning, especially for girls. Fashion is so important in their sense of style. And at that age, at 8 and 9 and 10, I mean, they're just starting to form their identities and they're insecure about, as we all are, about how people perceive them and what their place is in the world and where they're going to find it. Above all, this is a fun, quirky adventure that was also a hell of a lot of fun to write. And I think people will enjoy it. So thanks for listening to my proposal. I hope you'll contribute, and sayonara for now.